Howdy y'all. Welcome to the channel. Enjoy the ride. Join me in the kitchen. Let's see what we're doing my way. Let's do something with this leftover French toast batter. After all, it's just canned evaporated milk and eggs. When I make bread dough, I start with my liquids. I put it in a bowl. Sometimes I throw some applesauce in there, or a mashed sweet potato, or a mashed banana or something. You know, to me, food prep ought to be fun. You know, it's recreation. So I get in there and experiment a little bit and just have a good time. I'm mixing up my sponge, stirring it up. All that yeast has been fermenting in there, and well, it becomes part of the liquid. So I get all that liquid all mixed up. There you go. Yeah. And then to this, I'm going to add my flour mix. And if you recall from the other day, from the other video, I mixed up some whole wheat flour with some bread flour with some oatmeal. Yeah. And that becomes pretty much my own self-made mix for the recipes that I do in my kitchen. Well, recipes. I have no recipe. I do it my way. Anyway, to this liquid, before I add my flour, I'm going to put in some olive oil. You could put melted butter or some softened butter, oh, about a stick. And what this does, it helps keep the dough moist all the way through the baking cycle. Yeah, so it doesn't, well, moist means that it's not dried out. Now, don't put too much fat in it. That's what oil is, because it'll make the bread so dang tender it won't hold together. All right, now, let's take some of this flour mix that I have, and we'll just put it right on in there with the bowl, start stirring it in. And you keep doing this until, well, this gives more resistance, and, it takes more effort to stir it. Now, if you've never made bread before, I suggest that you follow the recipe line by line the first few times until you get the gist of it. And then start doing it your way. Make some notes along the way. Taste your product. Have a good time in that kitchen. Alright? Now, I already know that all this flour here is not going to be enough. It's still going to be not quite a dough. It's still going to be what we call a batter. A batter can pour, a dough won't. So this is going to be mostly in between the batter and the dough stage. And then I'm going to move it over to the electric mixer. Now, I like making bread by hand. Kneading it by hand, oh yeah, that's having a good time too. It's a good workout for your wrist, and you'll feel it the next day. Knead it for about 10 minutes. Incorporate flour until it's still moist on the outside but not sticking to your hands. Yeah. Oh, it'll feel good, it'll look good, and yeah, you can talk to yourself, listen to music, and talk to yourself some more. Alright, you need a heavy-duty mixer if you're going to knead it with a mixer, though, or it'll burn it right up. KitchenAid makes a good handy mixer. Attached a dough hook. And this is going to make kneading convenient for me. While it's kneading in the bowl, I can be wiping down, cleaning as I go. Now, the dough hook there, if it cuts through the dough and it doesn't really move the dough around, well, you need to add more flour to it. Because our goal here is for that big mass of dough to move as one great big mass in circles all the way around that bowl. All right? And you'll notice that it will clean the sides of the bowl as it goes. Alright? So, now you don't want to add too much flour. Now, I've been doing this a long time, so I kind of know about how much it's going to take. Alright? Take your time with it. Now, if you've never made bread before, give yourself between 4 and 6 hours all the way through. Doesn't mean you have to stay in the kitchen the entire time, but don't plan on eating your bread until about 5 or 6 hours after you start. Alright, so now. Alright. I keep my bread mix on hand. I make waffles, pancakes, biscuits, muffins. I make all kind of stuff with this. But I was in the mood for some bread making. Alright. Now don't add so much flour that it just jumps up out of the bowl. Now see here how the bread dough just comes together? In just a minute, it's going to clean the side of that bowl. We want that dough to move in circles all around the bowl, all together. Now watch. See there? Now, we're ready to take it out of this bowl and put it into another bowl that I've greased down so that the outside of the dough stays moist while it rises for 2 hours. Rising, what's happening is a zillion bubbles are developing inside the dough, and it's going to expand that dough, make it as big as that bowl. Now, where are we going with this? Oh boy, I'll be talking about these things in the next few videos. You bet. I made it all from the same dough. This is Big Bear Ron talking to you. Thanks for joining me for the ride. I hope you've enjoyed it. In the meantime, until our next few videos, be sure to have a good day, be good, and be good at it. See y'all later.